Welcome back to another episode of the Roll Blob podcast on the Big East Energy Network. We have a bunch of C's here. I'm Coop, that's Cap, and we've got Cole Adams, not the Alabama wide receiver, but Cole Adams. If you're on college basketball Twitter, you know him. He has like 69,000 YouTube subscribers, 10,000 Twitter followers, and I think he's a Xavier fan, maybe. I don't know.
Based on the background of it.
I'm a fan of
Cole,
the blob.
what's up, buddy?
I'm a fan of the blob. Hey guys, it's Cole here. Not the wide receiver, obviously, but the college basketball guy. I love that you mentioned that. For some reason, that's just become a running joke on Twitter now. Every time he does something, people tweet at me. It's actually hilarious. But yeah, I'm a huge college basketball fan. That's kind of what I've built my platform on. I used to like upload more YouTube videos. That was before like even my Twitter kind of took off. But my Twitter took off like March 2024, and kind of since then has just been kind of been crazy. I grew up loving college basketball. It's my favorite thing in the world. Obviously, I'm not too far from you guys. I live in Dayton, Ohio. So, yeah, obviously, you know this area. We love our college basketball. So it's a big thing in my life.
Current virtual friend, future real friend. We got to
Yes,
get you
we will
down
meet in person. Yes,
Yeah,
I got to get
absolutely.
down there. I got to get down there for a game this year.
I feel like this has been a long time coming, and I think just for the listeners right now, it's going to get a little crazy at a certain point. We're all shenanigans guys. We're all ridiculously positive, so it's going to get a little nuts. We're going to try to keep it to ball for as long as we possibly can, and then we'll talk score bugs and nonsense and coaches wearing suits and all that kind of fun stuff.
And standing
Well, Cole,
while watching college basketball. That's
my
another one.
first question for you is I want to do a little nostalgia trip, and I think we all have this, like your first big moment as a college basketball fan. Like, what made you so romantic about college basketball? Is there a game? Is there a moment? What do you think about?
All right, that's a great question. I love this. As simple as this will be, it was Butler's runs back in 2010, 2011, because that was like kind of my first years of watching college basketball. And I just thought it was crazy that a team that played in, because I live in Dayton, so Wright State's in Dayton, that played in the Horizon League, went to 2 national championship games, just completely took over the sport 2 years in a row. I don't know why I found that so like crazy as a kid more than any like other sport. And like since that was like kind of what had me hooked. Just college basketball is different when it came to getting cool stories like that you just can't really predict. And that was kind of like what made me really fall in love with college basketball. Obviously, everybody loves March Madness. I don't know, just our sport's very quirky. It's weird. It's crazy. It's just got a lot of entertainment to where I feel like a lot of the entertainment is like kind of more so whimsical, fun things rather than drama with other sports, specifically the NBA. Like it's like NBA drama is like drives what they kind of do. Where college basketball, at the end of the day, you just kind of want to see your local area do pretty well to get on the national stage. So that was kind of like originally what I fell in love with.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing. That's kind of why it's like the Roll Blob podcast. Because I remember just being a kid and being like, that's so sick that we have this random, fuzzy Cookie Monster looking to do this on basketball. I'm like, this is awesome.
Exactly.
Rolling all over the court. Like, that's one thing I love about it too, man. So I think we're birds of a feather there. But let's talk hoop for a little bit here. Let's go Xavier first. I guess initially, what was your thought about the Pitino hire? Did it catch you off guard a little bit? What did you initially think of that?
I thought it was fantastic. I mean, like that's a great hire considering Sean leaving, and I know nobody was happy about that. And to land Pitino, I mean, that's about as good as it gets, honestly, because he was really good at New Mexico. He brought in a lot of players that ended up like transferring that are doing like really well at the high major level. Obviously, he knows how to find talent, and he's still got even room to grow as a coach. So it's like that was like a perfect landing spot for Xavier fans. I'm sure you guys would agree with that. And also, he understands the culture. He understands the Big East, and he can also have fun, which we've seen him do that so far too.
Speaking of Big East, for those who are listening and not watching, Cole has an awesome Big East shirt on right now.
Yes, sir.
Old school logo.
Old school font. Oh my God, that font.
I know the retro Big East. It's awesome. It's another big reason I love college basketball is a conference like that. It's only basketball.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Big East, I love your tweets about like the A10 subplot. And as former A10 folks over here, we know how nasty it can get over there. We've come a long way since the NWC days. What is the Big East cooked, Cole? Like as a national guy yourself, what do you think about the Big East currently?
Yeah, things are kind of down at the moment. Still trying to figure it out. Maybe Georgetown's a little bit better than we all kind of anticipated. That was one that kind of has thrown me off a little bit. I'm like, okay, they're pretty good actually. Connecticut, still don't really know if like they're a championship contender. I mean, like they're a championship contender, but the expectations are just so high there. And I also feel like there's a lot of good teams in college basketball just around the country. Even, I mean, yeah, the Big East is kind of like having a down moment, but the SEC isn't having as great of a year as they did last year, I would say. So we're trying to just still figure out the landscape. Obviously, a long way to go, but it's been a rocky start. I mean, I thought Marquette would be a little bit better, but
Oh God,
they don't look great.
disgusting, Cole.
Yeah, they
As
don't
of
look
last
great.
night, I'm officially a Marquette hater. It's disgusting. You don't even get a shot off. Wasting my precious life watching Marquette basketball is just, it makes me want to puke.
That's the Dayton defense, right, Cole?
Exactly. Thank you. Yes, I agree with that.
Took that play out of Kyle Neptune's playbook on that one. That was pretty brutal. But I think I look at the Big East, Cole, and it's like you got two. I don't know if you want to call them juggernauts, but I think UConn's legit personally. St. John's has been a little rocky, but they're a lock. Georgetown,
I feel like St. John's is going to figure their way out as the season goes along.
I think they're at least a top 15-ish team, maybe top 20-ish. I think Georgetown's legit. And then it's like, is Creighton going to end up figuring it out? I think that's probably the case.
I hope not.
If I'm going to put a gun to your head, Cole, figuratively, of course, not literally.
Sure,
Figuratively, Nerf gun, and I say 3.5 in the tournament, over under. What are you taking?
Oh man, I feel like probably that's tough. I feel like I'd have to go over and get 4 in.
You think someone ends up getting the nod?
But that's the thing. I don't know who that 4 would be. But I feel like they would get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to maybe getting in the first 4.
Could be Xavier.
Hey, you never know. I mean, if they play like they did against ODU.
Xavier, by the way. And then, Cole, I got to ask you a question, too. So are you familiar with John Hughley of Duquesne?
Okay, no. Give me some backstory here.
Get ready to learn John Hughley, buddy. So he was a big Xavier player last year. It was kind of just like big, lovable. Kind of gave me a vibe of like Monsters, Inc. You know, the guy that walks with the sock all like this.
Oh, yeah.
No, the guy who has a sock, he's like, just happy-go-lucky guy, and then they do the 214 or whatever on him, and they shave him. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. But he was just like our lovable guy who really didn't do much during the season, and then he hit like a huge shot in the NCAA tournament to beat Texas, and he had his moment, stuck his tongue out. Biggest, the largest, shout out Big X plug, whole moment. And March. Just had a moment. And he's actually cooking down there in Duquesne. And I was actually wondering, as a former A10 guy, my dad used to work in Dayton, got his car keyed because we had the Xavier stuff on it, all that kind of stuff. Is there still rumblings of Xavier University in Dayton? What's the vibe in Dayton of the Big East of Xavier?
Yeah, I think that the rivalry got renewed a little bit last year at that the charity game. and then things really ramped up when Xavier obviously goes to the first 4 and then plays and then wins in the arena where Dayton plays, and then Dayton didn't make the tournament. So I feel like things are pretty hot at the moment. So it's like that's where I wish they were playing each other, obviously. But I would definitely say the rivalry is very much still there. But I mean, I don't know. Rivalries are interesting, like amongst the big 3 when it comes to like Xavier, Cincinnati, and Dayton. So, but Dayton seems to like not be able to beat any of them at the moment, which is
there
really
a reason that the Big East can't beat Dayton?
Yeah, I don't know. Dayton has to play Georgetown in that ESPN Invitational here in a week, so we'll figure out if that's actually like a real thing or not. Because I feel like Georgetown's pretty good, so that's gonna be a great test.
I think Georgetown's legit.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think they're very legit. So that'll be interesting to see. I don't know, man. That's just the A10 Big East subplots converging and just causing an explosion.
It's insane. Do you think that Kevin Willard's legit at Villanova?
Oh, Kevin
legit. Do you think? Are you buying Kevin Willard at Villanova?
Yeah, definitely. I thought that was a really good hire for them. I mean, I would. They got their guy, so.
I think so too.
Even through all the turmoil that was quite a coaching change.
God, it's insane.
When there's a Willard, there's a way. So being a Dayton guy, you're familiar with Marion's Pizza.
Okay. Right? Yes, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I don't know what you're gonna bring up, but I might have a side story.
Okay. Well, I could talk for a while about stories involving Marion's Pizza because I grew up halfway between Cincinnati and Dayton. So depending on the day, the little town I lived in, there's nothing to do. So if we wanted to eat or shop, we had to go to Cincinnati or Dayton. So it was kind of half and half depending on traffic and which way the wind was blowing and stuff like that. But I was wearing a Xavier shirt. This was recent to Marion's Pizza in Dayton. And I was ordering my pizza and I said I wanted pepperoni, banana peppers, and olives. And the guy's like, "Oh, Xavier fan, you would want olives." I'm like, what does that even mean? You know what I mean? So like,
that's what we're known for.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but
I don't
it
either.
seems like the rivalry still exists in Dayton, but I don't know if it still exists like once you go down 75.
Yeah. Well, I'm also the wrong person to even ask for that because again, I like to see all the teams in the area do well because I feel like it kind of helps each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I want the sport of college basketball, like everybody to be looking in on our area, like the years of 2017, 18, and to 2020, like Xavier was great, Cincinnati was great, and then Dayton was great. So it's like I want that to be our college basketball world. So that's where I'm like, maybe I'm the wrong person to ask. I feel like again, like I said, the rivalry is definitely kind of heated up because of the past things that have happened. Obviously, we went through so many years of nothing happening, and they didn't play each other for a very long time. So it's nice to see things get a little bit more, chippy.
Well,
Nothing.
I think we're probably gonna agree with this. I'm just so pro rivalry. Like,
Oh
and
yeah,
I know that Xavier fans might not want to hear this, but like, I want to play Dayton every year, man. Like, it was so fun. And like the A10 days, I remember we'd have to play each other sometimes 3 times a year. Two in the A10, maybe the A10 tournament.
Yeah.
Like, it used to get nutty. Going at Dayton back in the day was insane.
Well, that's where I get frustrated with like sports, or at least college sports in general, where it's like the conference realignment. It takes away from these local things that I feel like could kind of reinvigorate people getting interested in the sport. And I feel like that's something we don't really like fully pay attention to, is like trying to get new people into the sport. I think that's kind of important, and that's where you could get a local rivalry to happen and kind of reinvigorate things.
I've always had a dream, Cole. I love the Big East. I'm hyped that Xavier's in the Big East. When I used to play college basketball games back in the day, I used to always get promoted to the Big East and get hyped back when we were in the A10. I used to love that. No ACC. Forget the ACC.
Dayton's still trying that one.
Well, and I was going to ask you about that. What do you think about like Dayton in the Big East or expansion? Do you think that's something that eventually is going to happen?
Well,
maybe not Dayton, but expansion as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously Dayton's been wanting in the Big East since. I mean,
it's not
really
vibe at all on Twitter by the by the fans over there. Can't tell one bit.
Yeah, it's just after the the 2020 season, it felt like that's when you strike and make something like that happen. And then obviously COVID happens, and then they never make it to the tournament. And then they
Can we talk about that being the worst luck of all time? Like Dayton has like a once in a 100-year kind of season, and the tournament doesn't happen. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I think you grew up a Dayton fan, if I'm not mistaken. Like,
yeah.
And I know you're national at this point, but like, just take me through like what a Dayton fan felt with that. Like that was
Well, I mean, I was still doing like college basketball like YouTube at that time. I was like kind of more uploading on my YouTube channel, and I mean, I was like posting, and then just like it stopped. And I was like so excited because I was kind of like the only one doing it on YouTube during that time. And I was fully ready. Like I'd watched college basketball all season. So it wasn't just like even Dayton for me specifically. Like I was just devastated because I don't know. I kind of felt like that was like my time where I was going to strike and make a name for myself when it came to like my YouTube channel. And then, the season got shut down. So that like really hurt me personally. And like, I was like really excited for the tournament, obviously as a college basketball fan. But as a Dayton fan, like that whole season was just a whirlwind. I mean, once that Maui tournament happened, obviously that was kind of when things like really changed for them nationally. They made a name for themselves there, almost beat Kansas. It's just like really that's the luck they get. And then I mean they did make up for it in 2024 with the first round win against Nevada. But yeah, that was very heartbreaking.
I mean, they were a national championship contender. Like
bit
of a national championship contender.
Yeah, it's not just that. Man, there were some really good teams that like haven't necessarily been great since that tournament. Like Louisville, for example, was a team that kind of always gets passed up. They were really good that year with Chris Mack. Florida State was another team that had like a really good team that could have potentially made a Final Four. Like those are just the ones that came to my mind that like nobody kind of ever brings up when it comes to that.
I've always said that really hurt Chris Mack at Louisville. I think he had a dang good team that year.
He did, absolutely did, and it changed everything for him there. Yeah. And it just completely, people just don't talk about it at all.
No, it was wild. It was so sad too. I was in the Navy at the time. I remember I flew to Japan off my ship. I actually was getting out of the Navy, and the second I booted my phone up was the day they canceled the NCAA tournament.
Wow!
And I was just like looking so forward to watching NCAA. That was brutal for all of us, as I'm sure we all.
Yeah, I kind of like. So I was at home at the time, and like I remember it all vividly because that like night before the NBA got canceled, and then college basketball was like they were like, well, we don't really know. Then a bunch of the tournaments were getting canceled, but the Big East, for example, that final day, they woke up and they're like, you know what, we're gonna play. And gosh darn it, Creighton and St. John's went out there, and that the poor mascot for St. John's was just, yep. I mean, it's iconic image. And then they went into halftime and never came back out, and that was literally it. That was the season.
I'm still waiting for the second half of that game to be played. I have money on it.
Exactly, dude. I mean, it's like, when are they gonna finish that story?
That image is so good.
That's crazy how I just remember that so vividly. But and
you don't get that. I'll never forget it. That's what makes college so fun. Like, you don't get the mascot sitting in. I think he was in the upper deck.
Yeah. The only people that were in that arena were just the family and friends, and then that was it. I mean, the arena was pretty empty because they were going to start playing without fans, but they were still going to keep playing. So,
God bless college basketball. Let me ask you this, Cole. What would you say the current meta is of winning in college basketball? I feel like back in the day, it was get old, stay old. You would recruit and just try to stay old, maybe fill some gaps with transfers back in the day. But like right now, you're looking at the teams that are being successful, whether it be Florida. Like, what do you think is the optimal strategy for being successful in 2025?
Yeah, I mean, the transfer portal is an interesting dynamic. You get Kentucky, where they go and spend like $22 million on a roster, and they don't even like each other apparently. So it's like, that's the tricky thing, because you can't just build a roster together on a dime. You just, who knows if these guys are going to like each other? Do you have any leaders in the locker room? Anybody that's like really been around campus, understands things? So it's really tricky. I think that Houston's the perfect example of like what you should do. Houston, for example, brought in 2 5-star freshmen to pair with some of the guys they returned from a national championship team. And I think that's they didn't win the championship, but they still made it. But I think that's like the perfect mix. I mean, that's like a perfect scenario, obviously. That's like the highs. But it comes, it's interesting because it's like, do you want to go heavy in the transfer portal?
Yeah.
Is high school recruiting still a really big priority? Some programs aren't necessarily like having that as priority. I don't know. I'm very traditionalist. I like to see kids in the game. I don't want to see, 25-year-olds. Even me, for example, I'm that age. So it's like, I feel like I'm too old to be covering the sport, because it's like, maybe I need to put it past me too, but it's like, I'm still such a fan at heart. I still do it. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see younger people in our sport. Yeah.
We have guys who played in the G League for 3 seasons. Like, I'm just like, what are we doing here? And
exactly.
And
it's like,
that was the big problem is I don't think anyone knows what the rules are right now.
Exactly. Nobody's really enforcing anything. And it's just like pick and choose on what you want to enforce against what school. I don't know, man. It's frustrating that there's really no structure. I think some structure would just help, so then we know what to go into every year and know what to expect. It just feels like the past like 3 years, it's just been like, oh, I guess this is okay now, when it never was.
It's just nuts. Yeah. And I agree with you because we love it so much, but it's just like, I feel like the NCAA is just kind of like throwing their hands up like, I'm not wanting to get my hands in anything.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
So it is sad. And I think college programs are genuinely confused. And I just am interested in your viewpoint too, like on the future of college basketball. Like, because I think about this too from like a dollars and cents perspective. Like at Xavier, it was like, I honestly felt like the basketball program was huge for the university, and like it was huge. It propped up the university. It was a huge moneymaker for the university. And now you think about it, let's say, I don't know what the number is, but let's say Xavier spent $5 million. Like that's $5 million off the bottom line that you're making. And that's at Xavier. So like, I got to wonder how much it hurts universities and profitability and all this kinds of stuff. So like, what do you think about the future of college basketball right now?
Yeah, that's where it gets scary, because it's like, they're asking for money, not just to fund the programs, but like to even pay the players. So it's like, honestly, it is kind of a scary time. That's why I'm like, just trying to focus on like the positives, like I always do. But I mean, there are definitely some questions that I'm even very concerned about with the future of the sport. I'm still going to keep liking it, obviously, because it's just kind of part of my life at this point, and it's who I am as a person. So it's like it's what I love, what I think about. But I can understand where some people are just kind of like starting to turn away from the sport a little bit. I mean, things were just so different not that long ago, and it is a little concerning. But also at the same time, and people really love it once March hits. So it's trying to get more people to like kind of love the sport during the regular season, that I just wish we pushed for
this in November.
Yeah, exactly. Which, I'm never going to turn anybody away. I want people to love the sport of college basketball. But the idea behind of saying, if you weren't here in November, don't bother showing up in March. I put the don't bother in there because I'm not saying don't show up in March. I'm just saying hey, come join us for the ride of the season because there's just a lot that happens and a lot of fun stuff that
Feast week.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Feast week.
exactly. Feast week's the perfect example of something like that. Especially when
But-
you're with your family or something, It's like, hey,
It's
watch
the
some
best,
basketball
dude.
with your family,
Thanksgiving hoops is the
Oh,
best.
yeah.
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
hoops. Thanksgiving, it's the best.
Exactly. I've got so many memories.
Here's a bone I want to pick. If you go to ESPN.com as of yesterday on the actual computer, and you want to look at college basketball scores, you'd think, oh, it'll be on the top line with college football, NFL.
It used to be on the top line.
It's not anymore. You have to
Yeah.
click on more sports, college sports, men's college basketball. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's why I started asking ChatGPT for scores. I mean, they're not the current scores, or like they might be from a couple years ago, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, but I don't want to show ESPN the love.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I use the Real app. They've got college basketball in there, and then CBS has college basketball, and Bleacher Report has college basketball. So you can find your scores where you please. It's just, what I really wish is that, networks, for example, they didn't push what they had rights to. They just kind of pushed sports as a whole. That's kind of like, that's like some
big noon kickoff.
Yeah, it's like that's all I want as a sports fan, right? It's like, yeah, you have the rights to something, but maybe if you just kind of cover everything, all rising tides, lift the ship. So it's just, that's what I wish.
Do you feel like that's the same with political TV? Just kidding. Anyway, cool. I'd love to know. Speaking of feasting and feast week, I still want to know this Marion's Pizza or Piazza.
Okay, yeah, can't leave you on a cliffhanger. I'm glad you brought it up. I was gonna bring it up. I'm
full circle. I like it.
Okay, good circle. So basically, about like a year and a half ago, one of my friends who went to Wright State, big Wright State basketball fan, he hates Dayton. Okay. So it's like that used to be kind of a rivalry back in like the 80s, 90s, back when times were different and they played each other. But he hates Dayton. I think it's great because, I feel like that's such an old man thing to do, but he's a younger guy that likes to just hate Dayton, and he's passionate about that. He's passionate about rivalries like which we talked about. But anyway, he was telling me, because, we're from here, Marion's is a part of our lifestyle. So it's like, that's our pizza place. But he was telling me how there's something called a flyer cut. So it's like something that Dayton, I don't know where it started, but like some out of town Dayton students or whatever ordered it triangle sliced instead of square sliced because it's square sliced. And it just looks like an atrocity when you look at it, because it's like, I've only seen Marion's my whole life be square cut. And this flyer cut, it's triangle sliced. So it's like, it just blew my mind. It just looks so wrong to me. But we always just joke about that. We're gonna get one of those and like eat it at a Wright State game or something. I don't know. It's just become a running bit between us.
The flyer sliced at Wright State goes crazy.
Yeah. Well, the flyer cut. The cut. It's called the cut.
Sorry. Xavier fan here.
I mean, that'd be like seeing your dad after he shaves his beard off. Be like, oh my god,
that guy?
I know it's the same.
Seriously, I almost cried when I looked at the pizza. I'm like, this scared me. Scared me. I'm like, who are you? Yeah.
I have a random question now that you say that. Do you have a favorite? I love buy games because it's just like, I also love like your buy games. So I forget who was playing who the other day, but it's like, so Xavier played
yes.
Yeah. Do you want to jump in here?
Well, I think what we were talking about Lemoyne. So Lemoyne was a buy game to Xavier, of course.
The Dolphins from Syracuse, New York.
And then they went and played Bowling Green. Bowling Green just destroyed them.
Yeah.
Bowling Green's a buy game to a lot of people, but that was also a buy game to Bowling Green. So it's like these teams that are, the teams getting paid are also using probably that same portion of money to like schedule these other opponents. So it's cool to just see it like
when you go on ESPN and they have no logo. I like those teams.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite buy team that you've seen this season, or a favorite buy game? We did have the strip mall team.
Yes, Hawaii Pacific. Yeah. Of course, I feel like that'd be the perfect answer. Yes, absolutely. That was a great.
Take you there by itself. It was kind of a self alley-oop.
No, hey, and you dunked it. Good job. You didn't miss.
Well, man, it's good answer, Cole. Good answer.
Yeah, great podcast, guys. Thanks for having me.
We're really good at this. We're seasoned veterans.
That was cool though. I went to Google Maps Street View to find that, and then you can like look at previous dates. I'm like, oh damn, there was a Nordstrom.
Hawaii
like,
being able to support 2 college basketball teams is pretty cool.
It's in Honolulu too.
Well, they've also got Chaminade. Don't forget about them.
And we have Chaminade, Maui
Yeah.
Invitational Classic. Yeah. I used to think they were a blue blood because they were in the Maui every year.
Yeah. I did too. I
Yeah,
thought they
for
were
real?
a big time program.
Yeah. I like that. Did you play any college basketball video games growing up?
The only one I owned was NCAA 10 with Blake Griffin on the cover.
Oh, that's classic.
But
with the 2
problem was
presentation styles?
it was an expensive game to find back even in 2010 or not 10, even in 2011. Because I remember getting an Xbox 360 in 2011, and I had to like pay like almost like I don't know $70 for that game. It's hard to find then. It's definitely hard to find now. But that was like the one that I played, and like I don't know. I always thought it was cool playing the half court or like I don't know if you played that one, but you would play on like a little half hoop outside of like
the
on
loading
campus.
screen.
Yes.
Yes, I remember there was one where it's like Kevin Love, or it was probably Blake Griffin that year.
Yes.
That had so much aura. I would just come home from school and just be shooting hoops with like the campus in the background.
Well,
And it would change the weather based on the time of the year.
Yeah. And also what was cool is that you could put like the Final Four in the game, and it had the actual Final Four court from that year. So it's like I'd take my little mid-major school to the Final Four, and like they'd play on the actual court. And also they would have like the CBS. This is where we get to the scoreboard that we dropped earlier. It would have in the game CBS. Yes, it had the heartbeat thing. It had the CBS logo. They also had ESPN, like the crown button. It's like those little things. You don't need great graphics. You just need like little like Easter eggs like that like just make things better. You don't need great graphics. You just need like
And that's college basketball is too easy. It's like you have so much god dang aura and nostalgia. Just use it.
Dude, that's why I'm so upset about the EA thing in like not going
2K
through.
hate tweet. I just want to take a second to hate 2K. All right, cool.
It's like I was so excited to get the mid majors, all sorts of I want to play as the A10. I don't want to play as Duke and North Carolina.
I got to bring UMBC back to dominance.
Exactly. We've got to pull some upsets with some 16 seeds. It's like I'm not playing to play as like the best schools. I don't know. That's not my college basketball. My college basketball is everybody, not just a couple.
The Idaho Vandals.
Yeah,
exactly.
More Duquesne, less Duke.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I always say.
God, those were the days.
Okay. So how about I ask you guys some questions? Is that cool?
Love it.
Okay, we might not answer. You can ask.
Well, sure. Okay, so here's something I want to know about. What is the origins of the Rambo gif? So, like, obviously, everybody in college basketball Twitter in the past, like, 2 weeks, 3 weeks since the season started, the Rambo gif has just caught on fire. Big East Twitter, we love it. Explain this story, because I'm still trying to kind of piece this one together. I've been following along, but I just can't exactly pinpoint what even this really even means.
So it's kind of funny to begin with because it's really started catching on in probably the last year, and especially since honestly last offseason.
Okay, so this is a little bit longer than I expected.
Goes on a little while.
It goes back farther than
Much like Cole Adams, it took some time to catch.
Exactly. I was on YouTube, and people don't even necessarily even know I had a YouTube channel. So it's like people are still finding out about that. Anyway.
It takes time.
Well, recently the Rambo gif did appear on the Jumbotron at Cindy.
Mainstream now.
That was big time.
That's big time.
That was awesome. And we have Rambo gif t-shirts available. We'll link it in the description below. Probably should be there. If not, sorry.
And at Cap
it's in our link tree. Yeah. But anyways, the Rambo gif, or as someone called it, the wet guy.
Yeah.
Someone on a message.
If anything, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it does. It sounds cool, but it's like
Mora.
That's how I'm going to talk about it from now on.
What does that mean? The wet guy, the guy in the rain, and then like obviously this is like the older generation. It's like I don't know.
Right. They have no idea.
And I don't know.
Well, we have a friend named Ian Featherstone. Okay, and he's a maniac. So just for reference, the other day, one of the UC folks tweeted something out, like kind of taking a dig at us, and he took it on himself to ratio him with replies. So it got like 100 something likes. he probably sent 140 Rambo gifts.
Oh yeah.
And as a whole, we probably sent 180. So I mean, that's the thing that we have, Cole, is I think Xavier Twitter goes toe-to-toe with anybody, especially for how small of a school it is.
Oh, no, you guys have been crushing it this year. I feel like you guys win the award for best Twitter so far.
That is, and I was going to ask you, you're a national guy. You have no lean. You're an objective third party, which I appreciate. Nope. So our boy Ian, maniac, love the guy to death. Like, he just started sending it because Pitino said he's building an army. He's also a movie buff. And so, like, all right, Pitino's army, let's go. Kind of like we were talking about the Italian stuff. And then, all right, Pitino's not Italian. That's a whole other story for a different day. But then we just it kind of was like 6-7. It kind of just became like ironically funny that like we saw it all the time. And I'm one of those people that I can take a joke and take it way too far. Like there's too far and then I go way past that. And so to me, the more I see it, the funnier it is. And then we just start running into the ground. People are confused by it. I think that's funny. We run it even harder. And then eventually they put it on the Jumbotron. And now we're big time now.
Yeah. Okay. Great story. I love that. Yeah.
I hope that explained it decently well. And it's kind of, I think, okay, here's how I'm going to say it. I think it's funny because it's not funny, if that makes any sense. It's really not that funny, which makes it funny.
Yes. No, that's the art to the bit, you know? That's the art to the bit. And I think that's why it's worked so well because I even find it funny now. And it's like, it's really not, it wasn't that funny at first because I'm like, well, you know, I guess.
It's just not that funny, really.
Yeah,
it's objectively
well, that's the thing. I'm like, well, I guess it's their thing. It's kind of funny. But the more you kept doing it and the more it just kept building, I'm like, all right, this is actually really funny.
Hey, it ain't going nowhere. It's going to be around.
Yeah, it ain't going anywhere.
No, it's the thing. Just like the Pitino review tweets. You know,
that's just good shit right there.
Yeah, and that has taken off. Like, the Barstool guys are loving that.
Yeah, Big Cat was all over it.
Well, I don't know. You would know more than I do, Cole. I feel like we don't have that many coaches that are good on social media.
Yeah. I'd say, like, Hurley is a good one.
The ripping of the bracket that was an elite tweet, by the way.
Well, thank you.
I was like, oh, this is going to be numbers.
In February or March. But anyway.
You're going to keep that one in the meme folder for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So Hurley's great at that. You know, it's tough because I feel like Rothstein does a great job of just kind of like scooping everybody up when it comes to he's got a tweet for everybody. For every like coach, for example. So
he's also good at like when there's a big story going on, tweeting about like St. Mary's.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a great running bit.
That's national shit hitting the fan. And it's
anything that happens, he puts out
St. Mary's center foot gonna miss 2 practices. Oh, thanks, John.
Yeah, Rothstein's fantastic at that. I mean, obviously, when it comes to my account, I like to be a little, have fun. Obviously. Rothstein's a huge inspiration of mine. I mean, I've been following Rothstein since like 2015, 2016. I mean, people back then like didn't kind of even really know if he was a person because he wasn't really doing like media stuff. He was just tweeting.
Robot John Rothstein. Yeah,
exactly. So that's why that was a thing because it's like people didn't really even know him at all. So obviously,
can we take a second too while we're talking about John Rothstein to holy shit, guys. I mean, the ascension of John Fanta.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
To the moon.
I remember when he was just a dude at Seton Hall. Kind of like our Paul on the call, Paul Frischner, our Xavier's own.
Paul on the call. Yes, sir. I love that.
I just think we have so many good personalities, and I'm so excited to see like them both continue to grow because I think I'm going to be real with you. Like, I think Dick Vitale kind of became like the butt of some jokes, but like, I love Dick Vitale.
Yeah.
Always have. And like, when I was a kid, he was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing brings me up with like Bill Walton, for example. Like Bill Walton, people were kind of getting a little annoyed by him towards like right before he passed away, but it's like, now that he's gone, it's like I'd miss him to freaking death. It's like he was incredible. I
want to see him eat a lit cupcake.
Yeah, exactly. Eating a cupcake with a candle in it. But that's where it's like with Dick Vitale, it's like, yeah, he's not the Dick Vitale from 15 years ago. Maybe he should hang it up, but at the same time, clearly brings him joy. He's always talking about college basketball on his Twitter account. The man is he's an avid tweeter. I don't know if you've even like picked up on that.
His format's a little crazy, but
yeah, he doesn't really like punctuate very well. But you know what? He spits out
his effort.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where I'm like with Dick Vitale. Okay, put him in a 3-man booth. Have him be the third man. So it's like he doesn't have to commentate really the game. Just have him there. So it's like, why would anybody complain about that? So that's where I get frustrated. I don't know, man. Our sport was built on personalities that were fun, weird, quirky, silly. That's kind of what I do with my Twitter account. I'm not an announcer. So it's like,
Cole, I'm with you. I think we're probably going to see eye to eye on this. I love the quote that sometimes it's just like, keep viewing the world like a kid sometimes. Like you never losing that childhood wonder. Yeah. I feel like that's what college basketball does to me. It just reminds me not to take life too seriously. Like, lighten up a little bit. Have a little fun. Like, don't.
Exactly, dude.
We live in a world where everyone wants to critique everything, and everything's got it. Old people getting, like, shout out to the lower bowl at Xavier. Like, just everything's got to be this, that, the other, whatever. I'm just like, bro, just lighten up a little bit.
I know, man. I agree with that. I don't know, Coop.
That's just kind of what college basketball reminds me to do, and especially the older I get, the more things kind of lose their luster. Not like the shootout, of course, but like March Madness is that thing that always makes me like feel like a kid.
Oh yeah, one shining moment.
Like printing out a fresh bracket and feeling the warmth of the paper right off the printer, and seeing an empty bracket like every single time.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys probably weren't following me at the time, but like again, my Twitter account like kind of took off in March of 2024. And one thing that I did during that month was like a running bit that I had was I was dating my March Madness bracket. So like I put I seat belted my bracket in my car. I took it to the first four. Yeah, I got it nachos. And I was like, it was great. And it was hilarious. And it was just fun. It's like, I don't know. It was just something like that just perfectly encapsulates kind of just the charm of our sport. You know, it's, yeah, our sport can be a little silly sometimes, but I don't know. For some reason, it just brings out the best in us when it comes to just not taking things too seriously.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you print these brackets, me and Cap did this. We're huge on abbreviations.
Oh, yeah.
Like Louisville, for instance. Are you writing out the word Louisville?
Or Elville?
Elville. That's what I do.
It says a lot about you how you write your abbreviations.
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, I know for a fact with Georgetown I've put G-town. So
see that's how you play
I put an apostrophe G apostrophe town.
But G-town one way or the other.
Yeah.
Because it's like, for example, once you get to like the Sweet 16 of the Elite Eight, I'm writing Nova. I'm not spelling out Villanova after like the second.
Yeah.
I know for Virginia Tech, I'll put Virginia Tech because one of my best friends went there and he was like, we do not say Va Tech. We hate Va Tech. So I'm like, okay, I won't do that. I won't say that ever again. So since I learned that, I only put Virginia Tech. So
yeah. And then it's like, well, what's a Hokie? And they're like, bitch,
we don't know.
Or something. That's what I don't know.
That's my favorite is when people are like, well, we don't even really know what it is. Like Hoosier, for example. That's one that like,
yeah,
I still don't really know the full story behind what's a Hoosier.
I still like
or a Chanticleer. You know, I know what a Chanticleer is. It's a mythical.
Does Cap know? Yeah. Well, there you go.
Sorry.
Well, now you know. Yeah, thank you. I knew.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I knew.
But
Coop, any other obscurities? I'm currently gonna ask Cole his favorite obscurities. I liked you talking about coaches in suits. I like talking about weird arenas. We really want to go see Vandy play.
Oh my god!
Oh, just really weird arena.
That's the greatest arena of all time because they sit on the baseline.
Yes,
they don't sit on the sideline. It's like I know that like some people might hate that, but at the same time, we can't lose that because like
that's
no other arena has that.
That's
so cool.
What's the one arena that's always in the NCAA tournament where they sit below the floor on the bench? I think it was the Villanova North Carolina championship where they were like sitting.
Well, that's kind of how they do the championship because it's the floor is elevated. Okay. So that's specific. That's a specific design they do for the Final Four.
Okay.
Now Minnesota's home arena is
bingo.
elevated.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. I thought there was one. Okay.
Bingo. Yeah, that's it. They do that.
Let me ask you this.
Some arenas are cool designs, like Connecticut, for example. Like their arena looks like an igloo to me.
The outside of it looks freaking cool. Have you been to many arenas?
Not like that many as you would think. I mean, I've been to like basically the mid-major ones in like kind of my local area, and throughout the Horizon League, I've been to most of those. I went to Auburn last season.
You been to
Hinkle? I've never been to Hinkle. That's one
you have to piss in a trough.
Well, even if you do, that is like just such a beautiful building. So it's
the natural light goes crazy.
The natural light. I remember when they were playing that in the NCAA tournament there during 2021. Like the Virginia Tech Florida game was the first one of that 2021 tournament. That was the first NCAA tournament game in like 2 years, and just that natural light that was coming into Hinkle Fieldhouse. It's like it just looked like heaven,
Yeah, honestly, I'm with you on that one. Shout out to your Butler Bulldogs who made you romantic. We actually had Gordon Hayward on the podcast, believe it or not.
No way. Okay, cool.
Friend of Kenny's.
Oh, perfect. I will do it.
Have a big guy around.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. What game do you, I don't know about if you do this, but I like to rewatch March Madness highlights. My go-to, I think, is Zion Taco Fall, the UCF Duke game. That was just an amazing game. Are there any games you just like go back or highlights that stick out in your mind, ones that you're really amazed about?
So I would say like one that's kind of recent, I guess, would be Virginia's run back in 2019 because I believed in them, and I feel like their run from basically their entire run. They went down in the first half to the 16 seed Gardner Webb.
After losing.
Exactly. I mean, people were just killing them online.
Crazy.
And then like the rest of their run, like they beat Oregon in a really close game. They beat what was it, Purdue, and like that was nuts. The buzzer beater that happened to tie the game, and then like even in the Final Four, the 3 free throws that Kyle Guy hit. That's like that run specifically. Like some of the mid-major upsets, the Furman upset over Virginia. That one was nuts. I mean, like I just still can't believe that one happened.
That interception was crazy.
Yeah,
in the call.
That's the crazy part about it all is that Kihei Clark makes this incredible pass in the against Purdue that sets up Diakite to tie the game,
and then
like in his freshman year, and then his senior year, his last game ever, he makes the worst pass ever that sets up Furman to win at the buzzer. So it's just like that's our sport, man. It's just crazy how like things work like that, you know?
Can I say too, we need more of those announcer angles. Like that announcer angle is so cool. Like give me that for Fanta, give me that for Paul on the call. Like
he's like holding him back. He's like, don't talk. Let me call this.
Did I see what I just saw? Like that is epic. And that game was so good. But it just there's nothing like it, Cole. There's nothing like
or even like the Fairleigh Dickinson, like that whole upset. I feel like that's in my opinion, I think that's the greatest upset. Because like they shouldn't have been in the tournament. They had to win another game too to even make the Purdue game. Where UMBC, Virginia was missing DeAndre Hunter that game, so it's like, I mean, it was the first one, but the Fairleigh Dickinson one just blew my mind. I just could not believe what I was witnessing in that one. I don't know why everything keeps revolving around Virginia, for example, right now, but I definitely have more
that national championship. They'd be hurting. Without that national championship, they'd be hurting. And it's just that's the thing about college hoops; it almost never misses. Like every year, I mean, we're gonna get one at least.
Yeah, you can always find something. I mean, like even last year, I know people were a little bit down on the tournament because we got a bunch of the high seeds going, but Maryland beat Colorado State at the buzzer.
Yeah,
so we got a buzzer beater.
The way I see it, Cole, it's a win-win, and this is a very positive podcast here. The podcast, there might be something there. I'm reaching a little bit, but yeah, you're probably right. But it's like you either have a bunch of upsets early, or the games at the end are going to be amazing. Because it was like that was the thing, though. We didn't get a lot of upsets, but once you got to the Sweet 16 on, like every game was fantastic.
Yeah, and I feel like that was the best Final Four I've ever watched. I feel like all 3 games were incredible.
Final Four was nuts.
And they kept getting better as we went. So it's like, I don't know, man. That's a whole nother thing when it comes to like the positivity aspect. It's like, I just wish that people covered things a little bit differently. I mean, like, March Madness has made off the upsets, but at the end of the day, do the upsets ever win championships? Not necessarily. So it's like, why are we killing the tournament where we didn't get, a few here and there? It's like, you know what? We had a down year when it came to upsets, but I don't think that's like going to last forever. I mean, there's some pretty. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we can't predict the future. So it's like, why are you just trying to ruin the moment,
And Cole, be the change you want to see in the world. I do think there's kind of a new age movement, whether it's you, Frischner, Fanta. Like I like this youth movement that we have in the announcer world or the creator or whatever you want to call it. A lot of positivity out there.
Well, exactly. I'm not completely just naive to things, but I try to put out what I want to see. I could sit there and complain about change and stuff like that, but it's like, why not just go out and just try to do it myself? And it's just, and that's all you can do really at the end of the day is just, instead of just hating everything, you can just only change what you can change in your life. It's just basic life, I don't know. It's also just my personality too. Like I'm very happy-go-lucky. I try to look at the positive and everything. So I'm just at the end of the day being myself. I mean, it's crazy too. Cause like some people have added me like, the only reason you're popular is because you're positive. Like that's the only reason like you just try to be positive because it gets you clout or whatever. It's like, I'm just being myself at the end of the day.
1,000%.
And I feel like you kind of have to be a little upbeat and happy if you live in Montgomery County, Ohio. Like, you gotta.
Doesn't get any better than that.
You know what I mean? You gotta find it within. People complaining about change all the time, even pennies. They're not even making pennies anymore. Complaining about that kind of change. People are pissed off about that. I get it. But
you're
anyways,
romantic about having a handful of pennies?
Well, it comes in handy sometimes just to have some change to put in the horse at Meijer.
Oh yeah, shout out to
yeah, or when you're at Taco Bell and you want to do the spin thing. I don't know if they still do that. Though.
Now that is a fun game.
Or
that's
a
throwback.
At the zoo, you put in a penny and you turn the thing,
and it gets all squished.
Stretches it. Now it's a giraffe.
Like, yeah, we're losing art. Okay, what are we doing, people?
We're losing recipes.
Culture.
It's sad, but what are your expectations for the crown this year?
Mm-hmm. The historic college basketball crown.
Yeah, so Nebraska won obviously last year.
Nebraska ball.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, quite a story with that Nebraska team too. Real quickly, they win a tournament during the season. Like they were in the Christmas tournament in Hawaii. They win that, then they win the crown. But yet they don't make the Big Ten tournament. But they were also on the bubble the entire season as a wild story, wild turn of events for Nebraska. But anyway, with the crown this year, I mean, I think they shrunk the field just a little bit. I feel like for this season, I mean, like, I don't know, it's still third on my pecking order. Like, I like the NIT, you know, heck, maybe even the CBI. Talk about Patelis for a second. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on the crown? What do you have to say?
I hope to avoid it this year.
Yeah,
I asked that fully expecting you not to have an answer.
Yeah, that was more than I expected.
But you know, I should know. Like, that's a guy that watched the crown. You know what I mean?
We did get an NIT championship recently.
I did watch.
We did. I almost wore my Xavier NIT champs T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
They won against Texas A&M. That was the most fun. Honest to God,
well, that was so much fun.
That was the most fun I'd had at any Xavier games ever.
We did a live watch party at the bowling arena at the bowling center on campus. They have like their own like projection screen. We had probably 50 people jammed in there watching the NIT. Shout out Stones Lanes. It was so much fun. College basketball, theater.
Yeah, I mean the NIT is still a cool thing. I don't know why we just are like the NIT doesn't matter. Let's just expand the NCAA tournament. It's like no, let's make the NIT matter.
Expansion of the NCAA tournament is absolutely nuts.
Less NIL, more NIT.
And now we're talking.
Starting
Boom.
in the NIT.
That's a bar.
Thank you. But starting in that NIT, it was crazy because Xavier was in the NIT. Their first game against Cleveland State was the most empty I'd ever seen Cintas Center. And it was Travis Steele's last game as head coach. No one knew it. They beat Cleveland State barely. He gets fired the next day. Then it's all, who's going to be the coach? Who's going to be the coach? Whatever. Everyone knew it was Sean Miller. But then they start to win some games. I can't remember who they played in the middle, but then they had a game against. I think
we played Scottie Pippen's kid.
Well,
and Vandy.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with it. I think they played Florida also.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But yeah, we went to the Xavier Vanderbilt game. The place was packed. Scottie Pippen was there.
Yes, he was.
Because his son played for Vanderbilt.
The CapEx of Vandy.
And then we said that Scottie Pippen is the CapEx 34 of Vanderbilt, the most famous fan. And this guy is getting tweets from presidential university president.
That is true.
You know,
that is
yeah,
true.
I saw that. That's crazy.
Well, I think we talked about it before the podcast. Maybe I think we haven't divulged into this yet, and I think we need to. I think the people deserve some answers here because we were on stream, which was the funniest part. We were doing our post-game show at Dana's, which you need to make an appearance on, Cole, at some point. We were doing that, and I have the video. You see me just look at my phone. I just look up, and I'm just like, what did I just see? What I just saw? That's how I felt. But I literally it was just at my handle, and I was just like, that's got to be a burner, right? Has to be a burner. And then I click, I'm like, nope, that's the president of the university. And so I'm thinking it was just an accident. You know, we've all been on someone's profile, and you go to tweet or whatever, and you forget that you're on them, and then it just has their handle. That's my guess. Option 2, she's on board with she was watching the pod live.
I like to
and she's on board. That maybe it was her stamp of approval. My third guess, and this is just complete conjecture, is that she was dunking on me for any criticism I may have said. Like, hey, what now? We just beat who'd we play?
Old Dominion.
Old Dominion. We just beat Old Dominion by 30. What up? Like it was maybe like a what's up? That could have been what it was. My 99.9% sure is that it was a mistake, but it was awesome, and it started a new meme. Just at CapEx34, which I'm making shirts. And again, don't give me an inch because I will take a goddamn mile, Cole. Like if you're gonna give me a joke, I'm going to run it into the ground until you're sick of it, and then triple down.
Well, you're also. I mean, it's also you know how to market yourself, so
Master marketer. I'm the Jackie Moon. I like to think of Xavier basketball. But Cole, that's the beautiful thing about, and Twitter has made college basketball exponentially more fun for me. I don't know that. Thank you. I don't really know how involved I'd be without Xavier Twitter or Twitter in general.
Well, that's where I'm like, I don't know why it changed like after COVID, but it definitely got popping. Like it became like so. I don't know how it got so niche too, because you get like the Big East community that took off in, like 2023.
Big East Twitter's nuts.
Yeah, that just took off out of nowhere. It's just I don't know. I feel like I have a pretty good like online memory, so it's like I just remember a time when it wasn't like this, and now everybody kind of knows each other. We all kind of mess with each other.
It's kind of like seeing like a parallel universe, like a version of yourself in a different reality. Like I'll be talking to UConn fans or whatever, and they're just absolutely psychopaths. But it's like they're kind of doing the same thing that we do, just in a different place. Like they're as romantic about their stuff as we are about us. It's just a little different.
They just say tournament weird.
They just say tournament. We say tournament, they say tournament. And then they get mad at us for eating Sparrow pizza, which is crazy. It's a New York slice, by the way, Coop.
Yeah, I mean, I if anything, I think Dave Portnoy's in town. Like I would recommend that place to him before anywhere.
That's what I did. Shout out to Kenwood Mall Sparrow, but
that's the only one that I was aware of. So I'm like, I knew there was one in Kenwood.
Yeah, I had this,
shout out Kenwood.
I had this bit with Sbarro Pizza. This was 2 or 3 years ago. I had this bit where I was driving from Cincinnati to Madison Square Garden for each Xavier game, or
to and back,
to and from. And I said I wouldn't fly because I wasn't fully vaccinated. And people are like, "You don't have to be." I'm like, "Well, I don't want to
play it safe."
And then they're like, "Why don't you stay at a hotel?" I'm like, "I don't like public bathrooms like that. I like my own. I like my own bed." And so it was equating to like driving 115 miles per hour and taking a few minutes. And then I always included getting Sbarro pizza. And then Sbarro saw my tweets and they're like, "Hey, just so you know, the Sbarro you get in New York City is the same as it is in Cincinnati."
No, it's not.
And I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's different when you're there. It's like drinking sweet tea in the South. It just tastes.
The official Sbarro account did tweet at you.
Yeah,
that was cool.
They're like, "No, don't drive to New York for it. It's gonna be the same." I'm like, well, we'll see.
This is the type of unhinged stuff that I just find to be so funny because it's like it's so harmless. It's like you're talking about yourself too, so it's like.
1,000%. That's my dream. I haven't been to a Big East tournament yet, but whenever I do, I'm getting Sbarro.
Went to the baseball.
We did. We went to the baseball Big East tournament, which is in Mason, Ohio.
Yeah.
That'd be so freaking funny if you went to the Big East tournament and then imagine me doing this where it's like I've never been either, but it's like imagine me just posting, "I'm here, guys. I'm excited. Now I'm gonna try my first ever slice of New York pizza," and without even saying anything or hinting towards it, I just pull it out and just start eating it, and that'd be good.
New York, baby.
Psych! It's a flyer cut from Marion's.
Jokes on you. That now you ruined the podcast. All right, now I have to go. Thanks, guys.
Come on, keep it positive, Cole. Cole, is there anything else on your mind, college hoops wise? Anything you're looking for this season? Anything else on your mind from a bird's eye point of view?
I would say the most interesting thing to me is so far is how good the freshmen have been. I'm curious, especially because I look at things at a national level, just some of these guys that have come in. It's just I don't know if I can remember a class that's kind of just taken over, become the best player on the team, that type of thing. There's multiple guys that I feel could be the first overall pick. So that's number one for me. Number two would probably be are we going to get some mid-major upsets in March? I'm keeping an eye on some of these schools that have started off their seasons pretty well. For example, Santa Clara is one of those schools. They can get in that large bid. Watch out. They're pretty good. Yeah.
I'm familiar.
Yeah.
So blew our doors off. I mean, it was literally the worst home game I've ever seen at Xavier. And
because Gonzaga is really good this year, so I think they'll probably win the conference. But it's if Santa Clara can get in, it's that's where it's I don't want to just give up.
WCC?
Yeah. Well, what was that? I'm sorry.
3-bid WCC?
Matt, you never know. I used to say a 3-bid A10, but I think I think it's a 0-bid A10. I think the Twitter wins on
0-bid A10.
You know what's so
that's
cool
a great bit
about college basketball right now is on the Oregon State and Washington State
The
courts with the
Pac-12, right?
Pac-12 and WCC logo. That's so cool.
And I saw there was a tournament a tournament coming up here, one of the in-season tournaments that got the wrong logo in center court.
Oh no!
Really
way.
looking forward to watching
I
that.
didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I will tweet at you when I find it. It was in one of the
find that
Discords
after we're
today.
done. That's hilarious.
God, I love college basketball.
Well, that's the type of thing that I love. It's like it doesn't have to be perfect. That's not our sport.
If anything, it's better that way. It's kind of like video games back in the day. I liked NFL Street because it was a little arcadey. I don't need everything to be all like super hyper realistic all the time.
Oh, I know. Perfect example. It's like that's where it's like back to the college basketball video game. It's like I don't need the greatest graphics or anything. Just add some weird little.
That's what UMBC.
Exactly.
I want different score bugs. Speaking of which, do you have a favorite college basketball score bug? Me and Cap, huge score bug guys. I once saw this guy get a tape measure because
not for that reason.
Because
you're measuring the hoop.
Hoosiers. Exactly.
Hoosiers.
ESPN comes out with the new score bug for college football, and he says that's not symmetrical.
Nope.
Still talking about the score bug here.
Yes.
And he gets that tape measure out. It's symmetrical. It is. But
just had to keep him honest.
To me, I'm a big NBC guy. I love everything about an NBC broadcast of any sport right now.
Shout out John Phantom.
Noah Eagle to the whole broadcast from start to finish.
Yeah, I'll never complain about Peacock. I think they've done great. Peacock's been great for it.
Their broadcasts are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peacock the channel.
Yeah, if you're wondering my answer, I mean CBS is obviously the easiest. I will say I'm kind of surprised that ESPN hasn't given us a new one in a long time. They kind of used to do that. I think they changed it to this current format back in 2015, 16, right around then. And they still have never changed it since then. So I'm just kind of surprised they've not kind of done anything because it used to look really different, 2010, that season. It looks way different than it does now. So it used to be red. It used to be at the bottom. It used to be really long. So yeah.
Still talking about score bugs here. Yeah.
Of course. With the tape measure, yes, of course. Really long.
I think back to that UConn Syracuse Big East tournament game. It's
the 6 overtime. Yes, it has that score bug. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that one was so.
It's iconic. It's when are they going to make a new one? Because that's what makes me really question it. Because it's we get the the football one. So it's football got a new one. So where's I also like another one. I think it's USA or Peacock, for example. You said that it has the 3-pointer go up whenever somebody hits a 3.
Oh, that one
does that.
Nice.
I kind of like that. It's so.
You ever watch the Cavs? Do you know the diff?
No, I don't.
They have a diff, so it's whatever the score is. It's let's say it's 62-50. The diff is 12.
It'll say plus 12.
Yeah, it'll say plus 12.
Okay.
It's cool. I love the diff. Shout out to the diff. All kinds of cool stuff with that. Also, this is random college basketball stuff. I'm really romantic about. Remember the dancing dudes during March Madness? The virtual dancing guys for each team.
The Wii characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
On the CBS broadcast,
that
in the studio, right?
Yes, that went crazy.
Yeah. That's one of those. You probably know who I'm talking about. Grateful Keg. He's on Twitter. Grateful Keg. He tweets that in
They're
March.
So good.
And I know that exact video. Yeah, that's a good one.
He's a good follow on Twitter.
He's a great follow. Keg's the man. Really, he loves it. He's got a million screens in his man cave. It's hilarious.
Any other follows that you a must follow in college basketball? Tony Patelis has to be one of them. Shout out to CBI Bracketology.
Yeah, Patelis is quite the character, right? I call him the 3-year Letterman. He's the 3-year Letterman, or just one of those great parody accounts. Him and I go at it. He loves to make fun of me, but it's I'm silly. I'm self-aware of who I am. You can't really say anything that's going to offend me because I am who I am. So it's and I think it's hilarious. We kind of have a rivalry at this point.
Hate rankings.
Yeah, he puts me on his hate rankings. We just mess with each other. I like to say that I stand and watch college basketball, and then he'll tweet at me. He literally tweets at me. I'm standing in all caps, and then he at me. And I just can't help but laugh,
And thank you for not standing during this podcast and having us talk to your crotch.
Yeah. My camera angle is a little high up, so that would have just been a little awkward.
Much
so I decided to sit down for the first time in months. So thank you for letting me sit down.
Yeah, your legs need some rest,
Yeah, exactly. I've been standing and watch a lot of college basketball. I don't sleep.
All right, so Cole, this is probably my final thoughts unless you have anything else, Coop. Just walk us through a night of Cole Adams.
Sure.
So tonight, the only game in the Big East is
I've got it on the
Saints-
background, Purdue and Memphis. So
Okay, that's a good
Yeah.
point. Do you have a quad box going? Like, what are you going to be watching tonight? You going to be watching any Sickos games? You have like the Purdue game and then a
So
Sicko game?
basically, I've got a TV like right in front of me.
Okay.
So as I'm currently talking to you guys, I'm watching Purdue right now. I also have my computer that I'm talking to you on right here, my desktop, and then I have like another computer. Yes, I have two computers. One's a Mac, one's a PC.
Wow.
And then I usually have two monitors set up. I like to watch things on my computer. I'm not like a TV person. I don't really have like a great I just don't want to be. You want to know why? Because I like to be online. So it's like I usually put Twitter up here.
Yep.
Discord, whatever, kind of keep up with what's going on. That's kind of just how I enjoy things. And also keeping up with scores. It's like at the end of the day, I like to just really focus in on like one or two games because it specifically just one because I like to like really soak in the game, see what happens instead of just watching a whole bunch of screens and just melting my brain. I've tried that.
It's a lot to process.
Exactly. Dude. It's like I try that and then I just end up exhausted for no reason. So it's like,
bro, I'm the same way, dude. I can't handle some of quad boxes a lot. Is that your same setup for March Madness?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, for March Madness, it just depends. Some years I watch with like my friends and we set up a bunch of TVs. Sometimes other years, specifically, I like to watch by myself. Usually I set up two different TVs, big TVs. So I just kind of put on the quad box things change everything with YouTube TV. So like that kind of changed how the game was because you used to need 4 screens. Now you just need one. So I don't know. Last year I just used my big TV. That was kind of all I used because it put the 4 on there. So that worked for me. I had a great time. So yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. Well,
what's your guys' like setup for March?
Oh, our setup for March. We don't watch it because we're big into radio nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
We've been practicing our like radio announcer voices.
Best case scenario is catch it on the newspaper.
Yeah,
honestly, that's a good way to go. I've tried that. It's not for me, but I've tried. It's cool. It's interesting.
I actually have listened to a few games on the radio. Well, I'm old enough to remember when like games weren't televised sometimes. Like when I was like a little kid, like Xavier's schedule, there'd be games that I listened to the David West versus Kyle Korver game on the radio, Xavier versus Creighton. Big East legend Kyle Korver, by the way.
That's right.
And Big East legend David West. I listened to that whole game on the radio. It wasn't on TV.
Yeah.
Xavier Creighton. And they were both good teams that year. So like I remember listening to games on the radio.
You just have to imagine it,
You do.
Well, yeah, I've listened to radio broadcasts of sports before. I mean, I've listened to like hockey, for example. I don't know why I was like super into the Tampa Bay Lightning like a decade ago, but I was listening to like their radio broadcasts because I loved their radio broadcasters. And it kind of just made me like the team a little bit. I feel like I was just listening to them because I was trying to watch the Stanley Cup playoffs and it like wasn't on TV. This was like long ago. This was like a decade ago. But that's like one of those things where it's just like now I kind of miss that. It's a different. It's actually a really fun experience. It's very different.
My dad. It's like Xavier's not on TV. We were like just driving somewhere, listening to the Xavier game. Like that was definitely a thing.
Yeah,
definitely a thing. Shout out to Byron and Joe. Cole, any parting words before we get out of here?
When we go to see you at Centos?
Yeah.
Oh man, we'll have to plan something. I gotta get down there because
we're way too close, man. Like anytime you want to come down, man, it'd be super fun. We have our own little media bunker now. We're kind of big time now, Cole.
I was gonna say I'd be rolling in with celebrities here, so that'd be nice.
Rolling,
and then you'd make me feel at home.
Let me see if Fanta gets a call this year, or something like that, or Frischner or whatever.
Paul on the call. That'd be a great one. Or maybe Paul in the stands. Paul in the stands would be cool too, so I can actually talk to him.
Well, that was what was awesome the other day. Is like we have our little media bunker, and I saw like all the names when I walked up. That was the night you were sick, and it was like me, you, Frischner. And it was just me and Paul just sitting in the little media bunker. I got a personal Paul call. It was awesome.
Wow. Okay. Well, next I need a Paul. Like that's something I need to do. So
it's like a personal like pan pizza. Triple P, if you will.
A flyer size per whatever.
I know where you're trying to go with that. That's a mouthful. It's like a quad box. It's a little bit overstimulation here.
Mouthful. Talking about score bugs.
Yep.
Anyways, hey, Cole Adams. If you're trying to follow him on Twitter, it's Cole Adams with 2 S's. The second S is for standing. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad we can clear that up. That is exactly why it's there. Not the wide receiver, by the way, everybody, especially if you're an Alabama fan watching for some reason thinking that I'm the wide receiver. I'm not.
I know. You probably get that all the time.
Yeah. And if I seemed a little unprepared, it is because I did think this was the Alabama wide receiver. So I had a lot of questions about.
I had to act not disappointed the whole time.
Losing to Oklahoma and the Iron Bowl and everything like that. But we'll save it for another time.
Yeah, we've been trying to schedule this too for a while, but with practice, it's just been crazy, and obviously it's football season still. So it was nice that we were able to finally schedule this. So thank you guys for having me. I'm gonna go back to my dorm in Alabama. As you guys in Cincinnati, right? You guys are in
Thank
Cincinnati?
you, Cole Adams. So Cole Adams, wide receiver. Kenny always ends the podcast by saying "Stay blobbing." That's how it ends. Would you mind giving us a "Stay blobbing"?
Stay blobbing.